Hello YouTube, today we're doing something special. Today we're evaluating even more of the characters that hold my family name. As a creative, building characters in my image is a beautiful sight, and I look at these as like my children. I made them. And with that being said, we'll be seeing Star Santanah, Fort Santanah, and Crystal Santanah, along with a story update to Xeno and Fantasy Santanah. Since they all had the same name, I'll most likely be calling them by their game name respectively, and then I will rank them among both their strength and their beauty. Now, let's get into their stories. Fantasy Star Online. Star Santanah's journey begins waking up to a girl with blue hair on the islands, shortly introduced to monsters known as dolls that have invaded the region and they fight them. After getting accustomed to the area, it gets invaded by a massive doll unit known as Dark Falls, and it destroys the entire island. The main crew survives and Star gets recruited into the Alpha Army and goes on her first major mission. The first mission works out amazing as she destroys the threat along with the bigger threat in the first region, both the wolf and the legendary dragon. Afterwards, travels to Ritem, a desert empire, and assists the general in a war against the dolls. Once all the low-tier dolls are defeated, she approaches a giant snake known as Renus Ritem. Once she learns the snake's pattern, it is defeated and the group leave on their victory. Next, the team moves to an icy region and Star shows off her natural skill. Defeating the bosses really gave an ego boost. During the mission, she meets the Rainbow family and helps defeat the dolls invading the region. With some teamwork, slays the sub-boss and the main boss of the ice region. After traveling to the volcano region, the team is ambushed and swiftly deals with the attack. The two generals of the region pull up impressed with the swiftness. The dolls in the volcano region are the strongest ones yet. However, Star manages to destroy them with ease using amazing battle sense and magic elemental abilities. The team is introduced to the boss of the region and it summons a massive army. After defeating the army, Star shows her power against the boss and scares it into retreating. While chasing it down, runs into several elite class dolls and without any issue cuts them down one at a time. After chasing the boss down, the team works together to subdue it until finally coming together and destroying it for good. Once the team celebrates the victory, it is shortly found out that the boss of the entire Alpha region has awoken and is about to break free. The boss is known as Dark Falls, the same doll that destroyed the city in the very beginning. While escaping the lab, the leader Crawford was already planning an attack. The attack hits but only caused Dark Falls to retreat momentarily. Once it returns, the team attacks directly, having an epic clash against it. With Star having the most battle power, she is tasked with getting everyone's energy and wishes and uses it to drive her way into Dark Fall's chest. Everyone met on her journey gives her power and takes down the strongest doll known thus far. After a regional celebration, the team notices a giant platform above the city. The team breaks into the floating platform and discovers a being known as Zepheto, the creator of all the dolls. After a big clash, Star manages to defeat him using her natural talent. He then reveals he is the one that created her. She was made in a lab, and then goes off into space and combats whatever threat is invading. Fast forward a month later, and the invaded monsters are known as Starless, creatures 3 times as strong as dolls. Star fends off multiple of them and even more powerful opponents, gaining both knowledge and even more power after every battle. The team managed to track down Zepheto and assist him in gaining power and help to defeat these Starless. After a massive battle, the ship starts to explode and the team escapes, ending off the story. Star has incredible natural power and has proved to be a confident warrior. The Santanah of the Crystal of Atlan universe is known as a puppeteer. Her puppet is linked and follows her commands and movements. Her puppet is named Miranda. Yes, I named it. So on her first mission, she is sent to investigate something known as the Decade. Once she travels into the mine, she discovers a pretty white-haired witch that controls the Decade. Upon learning her power, she retreats to save an old man from getting harmed. Once they escape, a girl named Shauna appears and her puppet is known as Barbenda. Shauna is an upper class who wants to fill out Crystal's power. During the battle, Shauna's puppet shows off some powerful moves, but Crystal learns that she can evade the puppet and she can go for a direct attack against the caster. After nearly defeating Shauna, she calls off the match and congratulates the natural ability that Crystal and Miranda have. With this knowledge gained from Shauna, Crystal goes after the witch once more. After a deep battle, she manages to knock her, but as she's about to finish her, the old man stops her from killing her. The witch then takes the opportunity to slice the man's arms off and she flees. Fast forward, Crystal tracks her down and battles her once more, and the witch transforms. But the bond between Miranda and Crystal proves strong and they work together to defeat the witch for good this time. After moving to the city, a redhead child robs her badge and runs off into the slums. On the chase, knocks out some street thugs and catches up to the child before being attacked by her boss. Her boss has some impressive ninja moves and forces Crystal to come up with some tactics to defeat him. She talks it out with him and clears up the misunderstanding and helps him with the drug problem going on in the slums. The journey has them traveling through the sewer, fighting numerous bosses and wiping them out one at a time. After saving the streets of the slums, she travels to the Wonderland where Shauna lives. Crystal enters the Wonderland tournament and defeats the competition, and ends up getting attacked by some rogue swordsmen. After beating them, she is sent to find the leader of the city, Joker. And once she locates the magician, they have a heated battle against each other, and proves that her puppet tricks can outdo his magic ones. And during the battle, a corrupt AI breakout happens in the area. Crystal destroys most of the corrupted foes and meets up with Shauna. Shauna then gets knocked out by the Shadow Bot, and Crystal steps forward and proves that her puppet bond can even beat shadow magic. After the battle, it is found out that even Shauna's puppet Barbenda was corrupted by the shadow magic. During the clash, Miranda proves that her power surpasses even the elite puppet and defeats her. Fast forward, while traveling to the next city, the ship is attacked by a legendary dragon that knocks the ship down. While they're traveling, they defeat giant creatures native to the strange forest. Suddenly, a once thought out ally puts Crystal under a trance, and makes her fight her own spirit. At the end, a shadow version of herself is trying to take over her mind and starts attacking. During the mirror match, Miranda and Crystal unlock a new ability and rips the darkness right out of the evil spirit. Once the trance is broken, the legendary dragon returns. With all the skills she learns, she manages to beat the dragon and find out an even bigger threat has been watching all along. Crystal Santanah has saved several cities and proven herself to be quite the warrior. Santanah is going to have one of the more interesting stories. The lore behind her is that she was originally a time patroller from Xenoverse, but landed in the Fortnite universe with memory loss. So she has the power of the Saiyan race, but doesn't remember how to use it. Being in the Fortnite universe has taught her extreme adaptability, learning how to use multiple guns, a mega cannon from Transformers, Attack on Titan gear, and even how to swing around like Spider-Man. So for 2 years, Santanah trained to use advanced gun tactics and survivals. Fast forward to 2024, she learns her hidden Saiyan potential and undergoes the Saiyan trials to unlock her full peak ability. From base form, trains her body till she runs into an ugly superhero skin that defeats her team. The rage of seeing that disgusting trash defeat her friends unlocks her Super Saiyan form. During Super Saiyan, defeats Zuri from Wakanda, learns the limits of her stamina by being defeated shortly after. After the loss, carries on to defeat several more opponents. However, at one point, the evil Saiyan pride takes over, causing another defeat shortly after. Later, runs into a teammate that attempts to betray and get her killed. Once the teammate falls, decides not to let the evil take over and decides to help them. In the final battle, the two are forced to work together, and in the end, all the lessons and growth opened up her heart to unlock the Super Saiyan God transformation. The Super Saiyan God aura allows a massive buff, making it to where her opponents can't sense her power, defeating both Dr. Doom and Iron Man with ease. The God form was so natural, not many foes could stop it. Even having to strike down Mizuki, the wifey. But nothing can stop the progress, not even the misses. After mastering Super Saiyan God with such grace, adding Super Saiyan on top of it came second nature. In Super Saiyan Blue, it just increased the ego by like 200%. Because Santanah was just running through and destroying opponents and releasing her aura. The adrenaline from the final battle exploded from victory, and the key imbued into a powerful form known as Ultra Instinct. Upon achieving this form, proceeds to defeat her foes without receiving a single scratch. Learning abilities such as the Divine Kamehameha, the Force Slam, and a Divine Spirit Bomb. And the story doesn't end there. Fast forward to 2025, Santanah has an asexually produced daughter named Bambi. How does one produce asexually, US? I don't know, it's Fortnite, anything can happen. Santanah walks her through both Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God to achieve a powerful bond, marking the end of the story, for now.
Form of a Super Saiyan God.
Oh, look at that little Super Saiyan God, look at you. Hold on. Oh shit. Look at you.
Since we've already discussed the origin of Fantasy Santanah, we'll just be adding on to where we left off. Fantasy is tasked with defeating beings of darkness that hold a magical stone. The first opponent was a skilled samurai who put up an amazing battle. The samurai nearly defeated Fantasy until her teammates chimed in and held the foe still while it was slashed in the chest. The stone is then stolen by Raven, and the team rushed to capture the next one. Before the dark being can be located, Raven already captured the stone within it. After fighting Raven, the team stood no chance against her and is held down while she escapes. With one stone remaining, Fantasy rushes to the ruins and battles the twin darkness being. After a colorful battle, the latter is defeated and the stone is in the team's care. The team locks it in the lab hoping it will be safe. Newsflash, it wasn't. Raven breaks in and steals the rock and infuses it in her body and rushes away. Master Yu then discovers Raven is going to the nest of the Hive Mother, the creator of all the dark abysses. Once the battle against the Hive Mother comes to a close, Raven steps in and headshots the Hive Mother, destroying it and causing the nest to explode. Fantasy survives the blast and wakes up to some stranger with a boot between her legs. The stranger punches her and lays her out somehow. She literally just took on the Hive Mother and she gets KO'd by some 18-year-old in a cosplay. It doesn't make sense. Fantasy finds out she's in a beautiful city and then locates the girl that punched her. Instead of attacking, she joins her resistance gang and the team go on a mission, and Fantasy runs into a foe looking very similar to Shirley. During an epic duel, the two seemingly best friends clash and causing tears and explosion everywhere. The fight gets interrupted by the cops and they show up and the team is forced to flee. The team then goes on several more missions as Fantasy tries to find Dark Shirley once again, even getting her lick back on Anka for punching her when they first met. As they approach the end of their missions, they run into a guy named Asarada, and that really pushes her limits in battle. After giving her all, she is left defenseless, getting her blade knocked away. An unfortunate loss that causes Fantasy to go train on a separate island. Once she discovers her new power, she decides to go have a grudge match against the pink-haired girl who fought her in the very beginning of her journey. After almost a year of region traveling and body improvement, Fantasy finally defeats her, bringing one of the biggest W's under her belt. Fast forward, Shirley is located and fighting some powerful virus, and Fantasy dashes in and destroys it. Before it truly falls, the virus attempts one more blast and Shirley takes a shot for her. With Shirley infected with the virus, Fantasy has to have one more important battle to save her. Once she is located deep within the network, Fantasy clashes against her and finally releases the virus and saves her. Fantasy made a massive comeback in comparison to her early days. She truly grew from all the battles she had. Santanah's last appearance was in a Tournament of Power, unlocking Super Saiyan Blue. As a Saiyan, her blood strives for more power, and she approaches her hot plot device known as Vados. During the battle, she triggers Ultra Instinct and uses its combat to defeat the Angel. After winning the exchange, she goes on a mission to the Red Ribbon base and has to work with Perfect Cell, along with her new student, Majin Buu. And that's with 2 O's, not 2 U's. Letting me know she also didn't want to work with Cell, that was a forced partnership. So they go into battle, and they beat Piccolo, and they get pulled up on by Gamma 1 and 2. During the battle, Zeno uses Ultra Instinct and puts up a pretty good fight. Eventually, Gamma 1 calls his brother in a tag team and start wiping the floor with Zeno, even knocking Ultra Instinct out of her. While all this is happening, Cell is doing who knows what, but Majin Buu steps up and help, and they turn the table and defeat both the androids. Suddenly, Gohan and Piccolo return and they start to battle. Piccolo knocks out Majin Buu and Zeno gets revenge by KOing him. Gohan then gets angry and goes beast form. With a team effort, Gohan is defeated using the power of Ultra Instinct. Fast forward, she goes to a mission with Android MILF and Majin Buu fighting Trunks and Vegito. Noticing Trunks would be the easier of the targets, she goes after him first. Once Trunks is defeated, goes head on against Vegito, and even with his fancy tricks, stood no chance. The team then travels to Hiffle, y'all know what that's supposed to be, and battles Dabura and Janemba. The duo then proved to be troublesome as the team forces Zeno to go Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 instantly turns things around as both Dabura and Janemba are destroyed swiftly. The team then teleports where Zamasu and Black are waiting. A fight against an immortal god will definitely push her limits. Zeno manages to defeat Zamasu, and Majin Buu and Android MILF defeat Goku Black. The enemies fuse together and an epic brawl between Super Saiyan 3 and a god commences. After several minutes of battling, Zeno manages to knock out the immortal god. So Zeno has accomplished quite a lot in terms of power. Alright, let's begin the ranking with the power. Number 5 will go to Crystal Santanah. Even with a pretty good start and with the no-loss record, she hasn't beaten anything too crazy. At least, not for this list. Most of her opponents have been pretty close to superhuman level. The dragon is like the only high-tier creature so far, and I think the others can probably handle that no problem. So, we'll have to see when she develops more. I mean, she is the youngest. 4th, I might have to go either or, but I think I will give this place to Star Santanah. Being a lab experiment gave her natural power and surely has taken on some powerful foes. Fighting Dark Falls, being a regional threat, is nothing to scoff at. And even with the power boost for her friends, she didn't even struggle with that. But I will be giving 3rd to Fantasy Santanah. She has really improved since the last time she was here. Her and Star will be pretty close, but Fantasy has more weapon variety, and from her gameplay, it looks like she's even faster than her. Beating the Hive Mother is, I think, what pushes her above Star. Hive Mother seems to be a much bigger threat than Zephetto was, so I'm going to give this one to her. 2nd, I'm going to give to Fort Santanah. And I know what you're thinking. She only has 250 combined health, there's no way. I'm grading this as if they were all on an even playing field. Living in the world of Fortnite opens so many windows. She is constantly evolving and constantly getting new powers. That makes her like super unpredictable. Plus, she is skilled with both a gun and a sword in combat, so she can stick up with the others. And the Saiyan boost is just a cherry on top, which brings me to number 1, Zeno Santanah. She literally unlocked Ultra Instinct and she could already destroy planets, so there is no competition when it comes to raw power. Alright, now for the beauty section. Power is not the only expectation in this family. Number 5, unfortunately goes to Crystal Santanah again. She is adorable, don't get me wrong. However, Crystal Atlan is lacking in the outfit varieties right now, so she doesn't have too many options. Number 4 goes to Santanah. Again, she's very cute, she's got a nice face, balanced body, but Xenoverse just needs to add more hairstyles. Xeno's beauty can actually skyrocket if they go past Android 18, like we got more options now. Number 3 goes to Santanah. She has a great face card, above average body shape, and she has some very nice hair. That's a very good combination. Number 2 goes to Star Santanah. This was a close one. Star has so many outfits and hair choices, and she has an amazing figure. She is thick on both angles and some pretty cool eye colors. And the hair is also W. And number 1, it could just be my bias, but it goes to Fantasy Santanah. She is pure eye candy to me. It might just be how colorful she is. Her model just looks so smooth and nice to look at. It's deserving first place. Alright, so that is my rankings, and the Santanah family will continue to grow as we progress, so we might be here again in like a year or so. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, my friends.